my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
Greens, beans, potatoes, something.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes.
I mean, that thing's been around for years, dude.
I've
He's
never seen it.
You've never seen that?
No.
So funny.
That thing's
Happy
been around for a long
Thanksgiving. Hope you
time.
had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's where that inspiration came from.
Lauren, little undressed seasonally. It's cold.
I know, it's cold. What's going on?
Well, that sounded bad.
No,
I know.
it's
What
do you
freezing
mean?
outside.
When you started off the conversation,
Underdressed. Sorry.
there you go. Yeah, you
I
said,
know, like,
Lauren, you're a little undressed. Was
No,
that-
Underdressed.
I got a shirt. See?
It is freezing outside.
I
Like
have
tonight's.
a,
It's gonna get worse
cocktail
tonight.
dinner.
This is we're, by the way, for y'all's listening on podcast, whatever. We're in Houston, Texas, and welcome to Sports with Balls, y'all.
If it's under 70, it's cold.
It never gets in the 30s, hardly ever. And tonight we got a little freeze
It is
warning.
not
Yeah.
in the 30s.
It will be
Tonight it
tonight?
will be.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Pay
No.
attention to the world.
Oh, Lauren.
I'm sorry.
We know
Pay
you're
attention to what's
busy,
going
and
on
you
out
just,
there.
you know, we're glad that you could just make it to our show.
Obviously,
Can I say-
obviously you don't know it's going to be 30.
Well, I know that
Sure.
the weather's bad in
If
Philadelphia.
y'all do not watch our show, maybe you should start watching.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh. Welcome into Sports with Balls, everybody. We are here at Christian's Tailgate off Kirby. As always, every Monday, Thursday. Sometimes we switch up Tuesdays, Wednesdays, but
Oh, sort of like the NFL.
exactly like the NFL. Was just about to go
God.
there. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the latest Ravens Steelers. We'll get into that into a minute. But how was y'all's Thanksgiving?
Mine was fantastic. Spent a lot of time, but my family lives in Florida, and I had neither one of the kids.
Yeah, how was that? I know you were like talking about
We'll
like
get
first
into
time
that at
in
the
8
end of the
years.
show. We'll get into that at the end of the show. That's not for PG.
Hey, have you done the? Have you shared this at all? The live one, the one
No,
we're doing right now.
I have not.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
It's on my show.
How was your Thanksgiving, Mr. Live?
It was good. It was fantastic.
Didn't you say that your brother was hosting or something?
My brother-in-law, yeah. Went to
Brother-in-law,
my brother-in-law
yeah,
for
yeah,
the first time. It was
okay.
good, man. We
Did-
started late. It was like 6 o'clock in the evening when we started.
I'll tell you what, we were at my parents' till about midnight. No joke, playing cards, hanging out.
Mine was
Johnny J's
mine
with
was
us as always
6
as
6
well.
a.m. That's when we stopped.
Okay.
Oh, man.
At somebody's house?
People were thrown into the pool. It was cold.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that,
It
yeah.
was. So if you don't follow us on Sports with Balls at every one of your social media outlets. Just type in Sports with Balls. We're there on Twitter at Sports with Ball. I don't know why it was.
That's okay.
I can't do that anymore, man. Stay up that late. I can't do that.
I'll tell you
Dude,
what.
honestly, we were all sitting around in the kitchen and we didn't even realize that it had got to be 3, 4 in the morning.
I
We were
can't do
having
that.
such a good time. It was a good family. I was at the Boardman's. It was just a blast, man. We had a bunch of family in town. It was just a good time. The kids had already passed out. We watched the Tyson fight, which we'll get into in a minute. Just a good weekend. It was fun. It was rough, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was good.
Coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, dude, I can't do that anymore.
Whatever.
Johnny, you have a good Thanksgiving?
Johnny started drinking again because he had a no drink November until Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Oh, for real?
That's right.
You did
Yeah, so he had a
Good for you,
rough
bud.
one too. Everybody, I'm sure. Look, when it's the holidays and especially Thanksgiving, you tend to indulge a little bit more than you usually do, and so because you don't have to wake
food,
up at
drinks, you
6:30.
name it.
I want to know what Lauren's indulge is. When you indulge, what do
It
you
was midnight.
indulge
remember,
in?
she's like, "Oh, midnight."
I know.
Ooh, that's.
I know.
I'll
What
tell
do you
you what.
indulge in?
Well, I mean, I feel like that's late to be at like your parents' house.
Somebody started
Sure.
brought up Dallas Cowboys. Don't worry, we're
Oh,
gonna
my God.
we're gonna talk about the Dallas Cowboys here in a second. But
Give it a minute.
Uh,
man.
let's-
Boys are coming
My
up.
God.
Boys are coming up.
it's about that time, y'all. Before we get
I
too
tell
much
you what, say
Thanksgiving
what you will
stuff.
about the Cowboys, good or bad, people can't stop talking about them. So
Well, that's why
there you go.
it's good for the show. So listen, before we get into Lauren Leal's drill, it's brought to you by Joe Applewhite Realty. Looking for a place to move anywhere in Houston, anywhere in Texas. This guy is amazing. Joe Applewhite, 713-291-5270, making the impossible possible. Mention Sports with Balls, and he is actually going to come help you move. This guy's awesome. Joe's the man to call when you're looking to move. So on to sports we go. The drill with Lauren Leal.
Let's do it. Yeah. Lauren Leal's drills. Here we go. I don't know why I just like renamed that for a second. So the latest
I
news.
even said that I'm reading your computer, the drill with Lauren Leal, and you changed it.
I don't know. It's my name.
Okay, do whatever you want.
Okay, whatever. I'm giving you the drill. So the Ravens and Steelers game, the
That sounds
latest
bad.
news.
Yeah,
That
you're worried
sounds
about
bad.
me.
That's bad.
No, I'm saying just.
That's enough.
I'm like, that's bad.
It's mine.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It's back junior high for me. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
For the third time, the Ravens and Steelers game has been moved. It was supposed to be on Thanksgiving Day, and then Sunday, yesterday, Tuesday. Now it is Wednesday due to coronavirus, so it'll be 3:40 p.m. Central Time on
Did
Wednesday.
you see why it's 3:40?
Because of the Rockefeller Christmas tree lighting, supposedly.
What's more important?
I
You
guess
know
the
what?
Rockefeller tree lighting
Yeah,
thing.
I guess
You know
so.
what?
No, God, please,
Yeah.
At 3:40 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, you're going to have the Ravens Steelers game.
It's weird,
Yeah.
but it's fine.
Nobody's gonna
This
watch
is
that.
so 2020.
Yes, it is.
The thing is, the tree is a big deal. It is almost like the
I
New
get
Year's
it.
Eve drop.
But first of all, did you see the tree they brought in? It was all raggedy. Everybody saw
Had
it
an
on
owl
social
in it.
media.
Did you see that?
They rescued the owl, and he went back to his
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
So
Oh, there you go.
To his
There you
family.
go.
Yeah,
His owl family. Like they went and found his owl family out in the forest.
Somebody
and said,
asked me if they-
Here's your owl back.
somebody asked me if they if they postponed Thursday's game or canceled Thursday's game, and I'm looking right now. It doesn't say that there's a game on Thursday because there was going to be football Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, Monday, and
Crazy.
There's a
Yeah.
triple header on Monday now, which is and then now they've moved the Ravens Cowboys game
Yes.
to Tuesday.
Yes.
Right.
Y'all, listen, all this stuff's going to change, so just pay it. Just every now and then check in with your local television stations for
Indulge us, and
Yes.
we will give you the latest.
Correct.
Yes.
As
yes.
best we can.
So next we will go to Jeffrey's favorite, Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones, which
Awesome.
the most boring fight ever.
Whack.
That
Dude, y'all
there
are
was
nuts.
this draw and no one
Whack.
even
He
there was
was-
not even a decided
Y'all,
winner.
Whack.
listen, so I argued on social media with Grant. Well, not argued, but they were instructed not to kill each other. I mean, that's
Okay.
what they were instructed not to hit in the face. If Tyson wanted to end that fight in the second or third round, he could have.
They were so gassed.
No, Tyson was great. Now, Roy Jones, on the other hand, yes. He went in there, collected his paycheck, and got out. But Tyson fought an amazing fight. He will.
Amazing. Did you use the word amazing?
Dude, he's 54, and that guy knocked the crap out. Listen, if he was able to actually do the things that he wanted to do to him, he would have. It would have looked like the Jake Paul knockout.
It was jab, jab, hug. Jab, jab, hug.
Have you never
jab,
seen
jab,
a
hug.
Mike Tyson fight? Everybody hugs him and locks his arms up.
Well, I get that, but that's not. I mean, if I told you that, if I described that fight to you beforehand with different names, you would not be interested in that fight.
No, it's Mike Tyson. One punch, knock you out.
Well, I get that, but I'm saying what we watched was whack. I know they're 50
Very
years
whack.
old and all that stuff.
I loved
get that.
I'm sorry, but I thought it was great.
But you're an old school dude. You like to see. Oh, my bad. You like to see Roy Jones and Mike, and it was awesome. I enjoyed seeing him out there.
When he walked up in the black shorts, black shoes, the
Oh,
hype
Jeff,
was
I know
phenomenal.
you've been thrilled for that.
Oh,
Those
they were
shorts-
screaming. My son's running around. Mark's son, they're boxing each other. It was great.
It was those shorts
It was
though.
awesome.
Were his shorts always that short when he was
Yes.
in?
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Man,
remember
you just
that.
don't watch stuff. Maybe I'm just
No,
too old.
I don't remember that. We're the same age. I don't remember that. I just don't remember Tyson's shorts being that short.
They were tiny. He had tiny black shorts on, and then he wore the high top black shoes and no socks. It was great to see him out there. He looked like if he wanted to kill Jones, he could have, and he just didn't. He wasn't even gassed at all. As a matter of fact, most of the times he went back to the corner. He didn't even want to sit down in the chair.
Well, Mike looked in better shape than Roy. For
Oh,
sure.
100%.
For sure. I just wonder if whenever Mike got close up to him, if Roy was like covering his ear a little bit.
Dude, like, I think the man, like Tyson was huge in that fight, but man, Nate Robinson got knocked the F out, dude. That
he had no business being
That
in
was
there.
embarrassing as shit. Like, that was unreal.
No.
Then the memes that came out on social media, wow.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it was
crazy.
great. I mean, poor kid, he had no.
God bless the internet. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about the Tyson and Jones fight. For all you just now tuning in, all you guys, thank you so. I know all you guys. Grady, Tosin, and Grant says Tosin go back to work.
Yeah.
Now,
Tyson's
Tosin,
be
keep
at
it up.
work.
Keep up the Cowboys talk.
Garrett? Hey, what's going on? We will move on to our next drill. And that's Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn being fired. So it's so weird that it happened this late in the season. Why would you come out like this? If you had any faith going into the season, would you at least tell your fan base this? So Patricia he was 13, 29, and 1 in 3 seasons with the Eagles. Ouch. And then we have Quinn fired Jim Caldwell, who had 2 playoff appearances and winning records in 3 of his 4 seasons.
Good call, Grant.
Yeah, Matt Patricia. I don't know why it took this long. Like, this should have
He
happened.
said this last week,
Yeah,
and then
this
sure
should have
enough,
happened a long time ago.
they played the Texans. Texans went off. Will Fuller, we'll get into that in a second, went off, and Deshaun Watson went off, and then this is the result.
Sounds like we know why Will Fuller went off.
Yeah, exactly. On to the next.
On to the next. Then we have Jarrett Patterson, who erupted for Buffalo to beat Kent State 70-41. He rushed for 409 yards, had 8 rushing touchdowns.
Crazy.
Just incredible.
Second.
Deal. I'm the best there is. Plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning.
He's definitely best in that game. That's unbelievable.
He was the only other running back other than Ricky Williams to record back-to-back 300-yard games. He obviously had another game prior to that for 300 yards. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, man, good for him.
Yeah,
Good for him.
eight rushing touchdowns, 409 yards. Like, that's.
Woo.
I mean, I don't think it'd be difficult to do that. Like, I just can't believe that. I just can't believe a team gave up that much rushing yards.
Yeah,
that's
I
unbelievable.
don't know what their D-line was doing.
I don't know.
Whoa.
Nothing. They were doing nothing.
By the way, guys, I said Eagles earlier with Patricia, and I knew I was
Yep.
like, this is weird. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the game tonight. Lions, obviously.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
All right.
I wasn't paying attention.
I was
didn't hear
like,
that.
and then, but bringing it to the Texans, as you mentioned earlier, Will Fuller going off. Well, today he announced that he's violated the NFL rules using performance-enhancing drugs, hence not getting injured.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's the whole thing is that Will Fuller, in previous 3 seasons, he's been hamstring issue, like ankle issue. You wonder if this season he's also in a contract year.
Yeah.
And he's had almost 1,000 yards receiving already. Went off for 170 this last game with 2 touchdowns, and then this comes out, and from what he's saying, he used a doctor going into the season and at the first 2 weeks of the season, I guess, something like that. And the doctor was giving him something that he thought that was okayed by the NFL. Turns out it wasn't. He's out for the rest of the year and the first game of next season.
Yeah.
Contract year.
That
Yeah, I
sucks
know.
after the Texans just had this game. Like,
Ugh.
are you kidding me?
Well,
Are you
I mean-
kidding me? I mean, to seal the deal at the end with a flea flicker to Johnson back to Watson.
Well, this is on the heels. This is on the heels of them getting rid of Cooks too. I mean, this is.
Well, not only that, but I'm just talking about. Let's talk about Will Fuller for him. Like you said, undrafted free agent. I bet this has helped him this season get more money next season. I don't think this will be any deterrence on anybody signing him to a deal. None
It might
whatsoever.
not, but it could be. I mean, you go from
true.
the fact that he hasn't played a full season in now 3 or 4 years. That says something.
due to injury.
Spot Track
Wow,
says
this-
he's about a $13 million a year player, so
Woo.
kind of puts
Dude,
him
if
in
he
that
gets
Stephon
13,
Diggs.
yeah, if he gets 13 million,
Well, I mean, he
yeah.
got 10 this year.
He
so-
does open up the field, like he does. He can be an explosive player. We've seen if he's healthy, Will Fuller is a
When
great
he's
wide
healthy,
receiver.
he will get it in his hands.
Yeah,
Correct.
so
He
I
will
mean,
get it in his
you know,
hands.
Grant could be correct.
Correct.
All right, and that will wrap up the drill with Lauren Leal. And tonight we head to Philadelphia. So the Seahawks taking on the Eagles. Seahawks are 7-3, while the Eagles are 3-6-1. The weather is not looking great. Showers in the forecast up until I believe 9 p.m. tonight. So the Seahawks remain on pace to have the worst pass rush in the NFL and the worst total defense. Carson Wentz, on the other hand, has the most interceptions in the league with 14 and is second to last in completion percentage. And if the Eagles win tonight, they will take first place in the NFC East. Should Philadelphia keep the football on the ground due to the weather? And if so, should they utilize Jalen Hurts?
Though if they came out and said Jalen Hurts had got reps in this week, that you will see Jalen Hurts tonight. I mean, if Carson Wentz comes out there and throws 2 picks, you better believe that Jalen Hurts is going to have a lot of playing time.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Seattle played very well against the pass, against the run and the pass last week. So if they can keep that up, especially with this team, if you're going, Philadelphia is actually hurt. Their offensive left tackle is moved over to guard because he has a broken toe. He should be out for the rest of the season, but he chose to just go ahead and keep playing. They might have a good pass rush today, and if that happens, you'll see Jalen Hurts earlier.
Yeah, Seattle's getting better on defense than they were. I think those first 5-6 weeks really hurt them as far as stats go, but they got Jamal Adams playing again. They got the guy from the Bengals they traded for.
Chris Carson's back.
Chris Carson's back, so they're starting to get some players back. I mean, you've got Seattle minus 6.5. I kind of dig that.
Oh, me too.
Seattle minus 6.5, just because Philadelphia, man, you've got, what? Who knows what's going on there? You don't know if it's
nothing good.
If it's a strategic thing on their part, or if he's really kind of throwing open the competition for quarterback, being like, hey, whoever can play well for us is going to play, whether it's Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts.
You have to pull Wentz. He leads the league in interceptions. This guy is. If you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, which I know a few of them, they are begging to bench this guy. Begging to bench this guy. I mean, he can't help himself but throw picks. And you can't blame it on the offensive line anymore. Wentz just looks terrible. I mean, he was in the MVP conversations before Foles came in and won the Super Bowl because he got injured. Then he gets injured again last year, and now it just looks like he can't throw the ball anymore.
To his defense, though, he doesn't have the full complement of talent that team has out there with him.
I mean,
offensive line shuffling around,
Deshaun
receivers
Jackson's
out.
not out there.
I mean, so to a little bit of his defense, he doesn't have anybody out there playing with him. But at the same time, you can't produce and make mistakes like he does at the times he does.
4 picks?
And that's what creates that issue that you've got. But Philadelphia's middle of the road or top 15 as far as rushing yards per game. So
they're in a really good division.
They should do that.
They still have a chance.
If you're a Philadelphia fan, do you have any sort of confidence going into this game?
No, none whatsoever.
Like they're like, we might play Jalen Hurts. We got Carson Wentz. You're going
Correct.
up against Seattle. And Seattle has Chris Carson back, and they seem to be getting a little healthier. They added 2 great defenders. This could be a rout, and especially in a rain game, you might see Carson Wentz get pulled early, and this might be one of those games where they're like, you know what, we're going to go ahead and throw in the season. Let's see what Hurts has.
And like you said, you got Peters, that's questionable. You got Opeta out. You got Johnson out. All those offensive linemen there.
Dude.
Maybe that's why they're wanting to play Hurts, too, is you're like, man, if we put Wentz back there, he may get destroyed and hurt. And
was he your franchise quarterback anymore?
No.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think so.
Well, obviously they don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think we see Jalen Hurts by the second quarter.
All right. That's a hot take there.
My hot take from the beginning was Mike Tyson will fight for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Enough of that.
Oh, y'all wait.
Okay.
Just wait.
All right. Well, before we move on to Wednesday's game, crazy to say that, and then looking back to Sundays, we have to thank everyone who makes this show possible. And we go out to Roy Stanton with Hybrid Technologies Groups, because when it comes to reliability, they are who you can count on, whether it's phones, cable services, surveillance cameras, cloud services. You call them and they will take care of you at 832-336-1201. Call Roy Stanton with Hybrid Technologies Groups. Mention Sports with Balls and you will get a great discount.
What was the Boardman? What's the hat you got there?
Oh, yeah.
I know, it looks really cool.
I know.
Yeah,
I like that.
This is Mark Boardman's brother, Kenny Boardman. He has the insurance company, and his hat was dope. And I was like, man, give me the hat. I'll throw it on the show. Kenny does insurance for life insurance, home insurance, your car insurance.
Man, that whole family's entrepreneurs. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got his own insurance company. His specialty is high-priced cars,
Yeah.
And he does a very good job at it, man. So I told him I'd throw it out. Shout out to Kenny Boardman and Boardman Insurance.
Good deal. And you're at the Boardmans this weekend having fun till 6
I went
a.m.
both the Boardmans, and some other people. It was so wild evening. The girls went out one night when all the dudes stayed in and watched the Tyson fight. Man, when they came back, it was loud.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Fun, man. It was
That's
fun,
right.
dude. We had a good time. The kids all played together. It was a perfect kind of like Thanksgiving thing. The kids played together. The guys watched the fight. The girls had fun. Like it was a blast. Dude.
That's good, man.
Good.
Well, I just bring up Mark because Mark and Josh are part of Construction Concepts. They help us out with this show, with this segment, so we thank them. Construction Concepts is changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682. That's buildithouston.com.
Did y'all see? So I just looking at Lauren's computer. Like it's not that I'm not looking at your computer all the time. But
All the time.
No, I don't.
All
but,
the
But
time.
you have Facebook pulled up or whatever we're streaming on. Dude, we're very festive in our outfits today.
We're right. Yes, we are.
I mean, we're
very
wearing red, white, and green. Like, I mean, we look Christmassy.
Well, Lauren, what you can see of Lauren's shirt is white.
Yeah,
that's correct.
I'm not wearing.
You see a lot of arms.
I'm not wearing red anymore. Show them guns off. Get a little biceps.
There you go. See?
Oh yeah. Oh
Watch
yeah.
out.
Get
That's
it.
right. That's why you got to show them off,
The
man.
Leal,
Even if it's 40 degrees outside.
I didn't even I have a coat though, guys. Like I have my coat on over
That's
this.
true. You do
I just
have
have
a
like a
coat.
fancy dinner to go to after this. So.
Oh, nice. Fancy dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of my friend's birthdays. So it's like
Damn,
birthday
how many people?
season,
I was
man.
gonna say.
It's
Damn,
birthday
you got a lot of
season,
people
man.
birthdays.
glad we were invited.
Yeah, we
It's
weren't.
not my birthday. It's my friend's birthday.
Well,
So,
okay.
I mean-
That's a good thing you brought up there. So when you do have a get together for your birthday, when will that be? When are we gonna
There we go.
go? When are we going to invite you to that one?
Yeah, we'll see.
When is that going to be? Next weekend?
Yeah, if y'all want to come.
Oh, okay.
Mine's not till
All right.
April, so we got a ways.
Okay. I just know that whenever y'all go out for your birthday, we're invited.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We're gonna get on the show like the following show that was just, oh man, it was my birthday last weekend. Oh, really?
Next Saturday night, feel free to come to a country concert, guys. If it happens, who knows
Who's
if
doing a
COVID's
country concert?
Parker McCollum?
Never heard of him.
Never.
What?
No.
No.
White Oak Music Hall?
I know White
I
Oak
know
Music
White
Hall,
Oak.
but
Yeah.
I've never heard of that though.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Patrick. Who?
Parker. He's a Conroe boy.
Patrick Parker. Hey, Patrick Parker.
But he's like
Shout
now-
out.
I don't even think his name is
He's
Patrick
now
Parker.
So-
no, it's Parker McCollum, and he's made it mainstream
Oh.
now. Country music.
Parker McCollum.
I don't.
Parker McCollum.
So Lauren will be at a country concert put on by Patrick.
And like the thing
Something.
is, with like COVID restriction and all that, it's White Oak Music Hall. If you haven't been there, it's like an open field,
Right.
like you buy your ticket, general admission
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. Now they have like these pods to where you have to sit like 6 people to a pod, and you have to buy a pod.
Like sheep.
Pretty much.
pretty much they're herding us in.
I'm not gonna make it to that. Just saying.
Pretty much.
All right, that is fine.
All
That is
right.
fine.
Let's go down. Can we hit the Cowboys first, or is that not in line?
You
Let's do
want-
that. I'm down for that.
We can. We're going to
Yeah,
go to
we can do
Wednesday,
that.
but
We can go to Wednesday's game. Well, yeah, we're gonna run down Sundays. We'll run down Sundays after Wednesdays because this is historic, right? Have they ever had a Wednesday night game?
I do not believe
Oh,
it.
sorry, Wednesday afternoon game.
I heard today. I heard on the way here. It's the 3rd time they've had a game on Wednesday night since World War II.
So crazy.
Wow. All right, let's get in it.
That's so crazy. That's right. So the Ravens taking on the perfect Steelers. Ravens are currently missing 30 players, 20 of them due to coronavirus, possibly more by now. Ravens has lost 2 of their last 3 games, haven't had a 3-game losing streak since 2018. Last matchup, Lamar Jackson not looking so good, and he hasn't been as of late in general. But last matchup, he threw a pick 6, had 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Robert Griffin III is looking to start against a strong defensive front. Pittsburgh allows the fewest points in the league. Is there any faith for Baltimore?
It's hard to say on Baltimore. Baltimore.
Well, first off, they will have Dobbins and Mark Ingram back,
Okay, so they'll have that.
and I'm sure by tomorrow there'll be more players back.
I'm sure. And I'm sure that's the reason why they're backing us up, because they want to make sure that this is as competitive as
Yeah,
it should be.
exactly.
I don't know. Baltimore's weird. Lamar Jackson is not having a good year.
Well, he's not playing in this, so-
Well, I know, but I'm just saying the way they've been playing up to this point, and to your point, you got RG3 going to get out there and play. So I don't know. Pittsburgh right now, like you said, they're first as far as points allowed. What is the name of the game? Score the most points, keep the other team scoring. They're first in points allowed, 4th in points scored. So, I mean, it's hard to...
Is there a spread yet on this? I know they pulled it off the books, so I don't even know if they have one yet.
No, the last time I saw it, they pulled it off. I'll look and see if they have one, but I'm not aware of one.
Honestly,
There's no spread.
There's not a whole
It's an
lot.
over-under, 40.5.
I don't even know about that one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just because we don't know who's going to play, because you don't know what type of offense they're going to use, especially on the Ravens behalf. It's very hard to predict the score or predict anything. The Steelers, meanwhile, this will be their first test of a nightmare 4-game stretch where they have the Ravens now, Chiefs next week, then they have I forgot who they have after the Chiefs, and then they have the Browns.
They have Washington next week.
The Ravens have the Ravens or the Steelers?
Oh, no, the
You're talking about the
Steelers.
Steelers.
Steelers, yeah.
Steelers.
Steelers have Washington, then they have Buffalo. And then they got Bengals.
So the thing is, if the Ravens do find a way to win, what does it say about the Steelers, like you said, heading into this next 4-game stretch?
The Steelers, I don't see them. I mean, they got a tough road in front of them. They're not going to go undefeated. I just say that. And in fact, if the Ravens were fully healthy, this would be. I would find this a game the Ravens get back on track, and they would probably lose.
I think that's what you said. Yeah,
They
when
had
we initially spoke about it.
The Steelers have had the easiest schedule in the NFL, like by far. It's been a cakewalk for them, and now they're going to run into some tough competition.
Well, with Baltimore, I think even if Baltimore was at full strength, right now with the way that Pittsburgh is playing, the way Baltimore is playing, I think confidence has a lot to do with it. I've talked about it a lot of times. Momentum is good and bad. You can have good momentum, bad momentum. Right now, Baltimore's got bad momentum. Whatever it is that's creating this mess that they've gotten, whether it's injuries, COVID, whatever it is, Baltimore's not playing well. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, is playing good. For whatever reason, be it schedule, be it whoever it is that they're playing, Pittsburgh is playing well. They've got a good quarterback. They've got a great defense. They've got a great coaching staff. That all adds up to W's. And last year, you think about it, they were competitive somewhat, even without Big Ben. You add Big Ben now. They've got quality wide receivers. They got a quality defense. No matter who they're playing, it's quality. Their defense is playing well.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pittsburgh right now is a step above Baltimore, no matter who Baltimore is playing.
I agree. And as far as W's go, going into the capital W, Washington football team taking down your Dallas Cowboys 41-16. What happened there?
Dallas is just not good. I mean, Dallas is not a good football team. You know, you can't. I know everybody's injured this time of year. I get it, and I know bringing up injuries just for people is like, oh yeah, okay, everybody's hurt, and they are. But injuries are taking its toll on Dallas. You've gone through 4 quarterbacks. You've gone through 15 offensive linemen. You have a defense that has played better, but man, Dallas is just not good. They're just not good. That's just what it comes down to. And Washington, I think at this point, is a better football team.
I mean, I don't know about better. It's sort of like who's worse. Like,
well, I'm not saying Washington's better as in they are one of the best. I'm just saying when you're comparing team to team, Washington is a better team than Dallas right now.
There's not even a winning person in that division, winning team in that division. The Giants ended up winning with a backup quarterback because Daniel Jones went down, but the Cowboys seem to just be like we thought, an absolute mess. Like, they are a disaster at this point. Andy Dalton got on a roll or whatever the game before, and everybody's like, oh, the Cowboys, Cowboys. And then, look, they turn around and just get absolutely steamrolled. I mean, it was embarrassing to be a Cowboys fan on Thursday. By the way, I called both those games.
Yeah, it's the Washington. and one thing I know people want to talk about is Mike McCarthy got a lot of negative press after that game for some of his play calling. And I talked to some people that were Cowboys fans asking him about it, saying, look, does it matter? Does it matter if we fake punts? Does it matter if we go for it on 4th down? Does it matter? Like, what does it matter at this point? I mean, we're not trying to win anything right now, so, I mean, let's try it out. And everybody's saying,
hey, if they would have won on Thursday, they would have been that first place spot.
Yeah, but even if they're first place and they go to playoffs, what does it matter? You're going to be the first out for whoever it is that you play. Like, at this point, you ask me, would you rather go the first round of the playoffs or have a top 5 pick? I'll take top 5 pick. I don't really care about winning football games at this point.
Not at this point, no. I agree. I don't think the Cowboys are going to, make the play. Okay. Why would you want to make the playoffs with a 7-9 record or 6, 6-10? I mean, I don't know. Let the other teams go in there and get embarrassed. I
mean, I'm going to root for them. Trust me, I want them to. I'm going to root for them still. But I mean, I'm not tripping out about the fact that they lost to Washington. I'm just not. Was it an embarrassing loss to your point? Absolutely, it was. That's no fun to watch your team play like that, especially against the Redskins. Now they've lost both games to them, or Washington. I'm sorry. I hate Washington. I never want to see them win. But, I mean, it is what it is. Like, Cowboys are not good. They're just not.
I think you're past the point of being embarrassed if you're a Cowboys fan. Look, you're not a good team now.
You're just frustrated. You're annoyed. You don't have your. Want them to get it together.
Yeah, you don't have your quarterback. People, it's been so long since we brought up Dak Prescott that people are kind of forgetting that the guy got injured a long time ago, and and that's what causes this trickle down effect. That they had problems right before that, but they weren't able to get out of the way, and now that you're not going to get any better. It's not like Andy Dalton. I thought that Andy Dalton would come in and at least put together a good performance and keep these guys at 8-8, maybe 9-6, 9-7. But no, I mean they don't look good. Their defense looks terrible. Andy Dalton's literally throwing it to the other team.
Yes, yeah, and then Mike McCarthy made some decisions in that game that definitely cost them field position. So, yeah, Mike McCarthy made some bad calls.
Another
but,
hot take is I don't know if he's going to make it past this year.
That'd be stupid. If
don't
Jerry
think
Jones
he's-
fires him after this year, that'd be
I don't
dumb.
think he's the right coach for that team. That's my opinion. I mean, sometimes you just have bad hires. Like Adam Gates for the Jets. This is bad.
He is
dude.
not a head coach in
No,
general.
did
Doesn't
you see
matter
his-
what
No.
team he
Did you
goes
see
to.
Adam Gates' press conference?
His post game. Oh my gosh!
Dude,
what are you thinking,
That
dude?
was so bad. I mean, we'll get to
he
it
was
in a
like,
second.
I don't know why we. I don't know.
He
why
was
we did
so
that.
embarrassing as a head coach, and
goodness.
I think the Jets are worth $2 to $3 billion as a company, and you've got that guy running your team. Like, dude, it was bad, it was real bad.
That is another subject. But the first thing you brought up when I mentioned the Cowboys was the play calling, and that's what I want to go to in this next game: the Chiefs versus the Bucks. 27-24. The Bucks lost by 3. So 2 names who absolutely crushed it on the field yesterday. Tyreek Hill, he had 203 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Receivings. Anthony Hitchens, thank you so much, had completed 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 2 hits on Brady on the other
Former
side.
Cowboy. Former Cowboy Anthony Hitchens, they lost him in free agency. See, if you have money, it'd be nice to sign that guy.
There you go. And on the other side of the ball, Mahomes was sacked twice in this game. The Bucks pressured him into throwing 2 picks. And on that front, the Bucks are tied with the Steelers for most points off takeaways this season. But I mentioned play calling because I want to know who lost this game for the Bucks by 3. Tom Brady and Bruce Arians. Are you not on the same page?
No, okay. This is so retarded. The Chiefs are so
Don't
good.
use that word.
My daughter did that to me. My daughter got mad when I used that word.
People are
Don't use that word.
ridiculous thinking that that the Chiefs are the Chiefs are so good that they can just throttle back. All right, they throttled back on the Bucks. They did. They could do anything they wanted. They only scored 10 points the last 3 quarters of the game, but yet they still. I mean, they were out there playing. Like they could have killed them 42-10, but they didn't. I mean, they just stopped throwing the ball. I mean, when you can do that in the first quarter versus the Bucks, I mean, it was embarrassing. And they really just throttled back. The Chiefs are #1 Super Bowl contender, best team in the NFL. I doubt anybody's beating them. And you got Bruce Arians to what you're trying to get to. Bruce Arians and Tom Brady, right? This is only their 10th, 11th game together, 12th game, right? Are you expecting them to
Week
just
12.
blow people out? I mean, they're putting together an offense with Tom Brady that they're just trying to figure stuff out. We all said at the beginning they might be 10-6. That's exactly where they're heading.
Yes. Well, the thing about it, too, is supposedly right now you've got Arians saying that they are running like Tom Brady's basically the offensive coordinator right now. And that's where I wonder is I wonder from a team standpoint of guys on the team, who's running the offense? Is it Brady? Is it Byron Leftwich, who's supposed to be the offensive coordinator? Is it Bruce Arians? Like, whose offense are we running here? Because if it's up to Tom Brady, obviously, what I was telling you about when I was looking at numbers on it, Tom Brady is not a good quarterback when he's a heavy pass quarterback. He's just not. When they're balanced, he's good. That's what they did in the Super Bowl years. They were a balanced team. Right now, they're 62% passing, 36% running. Like, that's a lot of putting on Tom Brady to win a football game.
They're playing from behind a lot.
Correct, yes. And just so you know, league average is 55% passing right now compared to 43%. So they're way above average on passing. And that's not what Tom Brady's – when he's been successful in the NFL, he's been successful because they run a balanced offense, pass and run. And they're not doing that right now. And it's because you have Tom Brady as a quarterback. Jess played quarterback. I played quarterback. As a quarterback, what do you want to do? You want to throw the football. You don't care about running the football. You want to throw it all the time. And if we're leaving it up to him, that's what he's doing is throwing the football.
Antonio Brown's played 4 games, still didn't have a TD catch. But, I mean, just a quick fact for Brady. You know, Brady's never scored a touchdown in the first quarter of any of his Super Bowls. Never. That's flat out amazing.
Yeah.
They've come from behind in almost all of them. And I think 8 of his Super Bowls were 1-possession games. It's not like he was in the Super Bowl blowing people out. So people are very competitive against Tom Brady. And, you know, people are critical if they don't win every single game. Like, look, Tom's had, you know, to come behind versus, obviously, you know, the Atlanta Super Bowl. And all the other ones, I mean, Tyreek Hill catching that catch. I mean, it's all 1-possession games. And Tom Brady, yes, he's an incredibly gifted quarterback, but he's not the thrower that everybody thinks he is. Like Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is a thrower. That guy can do anything. Throw with his left hand if he wants.
Right.
So, I think people are real critical of Brady, and the Brady Belichick combo had a lot to do with both of their successes, and I think we're seeing that now. Yeah, Tampa's still good. Tampa's still going to go 10-6 or 11-5 and make the playoffs.
Yeah, but they won't compete well in the playoffs, though.
Win one game, maybe two.
Speaking of Belichick, yesterday everyone that was pretty much fired was in some shape or form under and worked with Bill Belichick. Kind of crazy.
That tree is dying.
Like, you know what? You can't teach the brains. You can't teach the genius.
Well, no, it's one of the things I think that's people that are, and I'm going to put Belichick in this category. I feel like it's not just in football, but in anything in life. People that are like genius level in whatever it is that they do, they can't teach that. Like, they're not good teachers as far as like, here's what I do, learn what I do, here, and help people along the path. Bill Belichick, he's just a genius, and you can't, like you said, to your point, it's hard to say, you be this smart, do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just not like Charlie Weiss, all these different people, Romeo Crennel, Vrabel, he was a player for Belichick. He's been doing well. Brian Flores right now is probably the most successful head coach out of Belichick's tree.
There you go.
Down in Miami.
There you go. And you said they'll finish 10-6, possibly talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They played the Vikings, the Falcons twice, and the Lions. So, I mean, those seem some winnable
Yeah, they're
games.
winnable.
Maybe
I'm giving the Falcons maybe win one game, so
Right.
they'll go 3-1 their last 4, and that's a 10-6 record.
Yeah.
All right, so next we'll move on to the 49ers versus the Rams, 23-20. What happened here? So Richard Sherman was
no
back in
idea.
action after a calf injury in week 1.
This was crazy.
Raheem Mostert and Deebo Samuel were back. Hats off to Shanahan's play calling. It was great, but the Rams only had 2 touchdowns. Where was their offense?
Again, we go back to, the identity crisis of the Rams. Who is this team? Like, what are they doing? You had Nick Mullins, and it's not like Mostert was back from injury. It wasn't like he went off. How do you let Nick Mullins and the San Francisco beat up 49ers beat you? And I'm so confused on, because Sean McVay is such a good offensive-minded coach. It confuses me how he's not scoring 30-something points a game, and especially against a beat-up San Francisco 49er team.
I mean, this goes to test. I mean, like, everyone's talked about how great his play calling is and how great of a head coach he is and leader, but whenever you see how they can be so up and down, hot and cold, can you really say that about McVay?
Well, I think speaks to the genius of McVay is the fact that he got Jared Goff to be a Super Bowl quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, Jared Goff is okay. He's not
Right.
great. Dude threw the ball 31 times and didn't even throw for 200 yards. Like,
He regressed last year. Obviously, he had a terrible
Yes.
year. But then this year, like you just said, 31 times and didn't have 200 yards. Like, what? Why didn't you open up? I get it, Richard Sherman's back, but he's not that good.
correct.
Like, he's
Right.
not that good.
Right. Yeah, that was not on the defense. I think the defense for the Rams played well. They just couldn't do anything on offense.
Yeah, I think San Francisco had a interception return for a touchdown, and they only had 2 offensive touchdowns, and then the rest was field goals and an interception return for. So, like you said, like the defense for the Rams played good, and I said last week they might have the best secondary in the whole league.
Yes.
But yet like you said, Nick Mullins beats you. Like, how did you let Nick Mullins beat you?
I don't know.
Well, you always talk about Jalen
I
Ramsey, too.
can't figure
Big
that
on him.
out.
Yeah, I don't know. You had 187 yards rushing from San Francisco and 252 yards passing for San Francisco. So as a defense, like, that's a good, in this NFL,
Yeah.
that's a good defensive day. It's just you didn't get anything from your offense. Offense doesn't help at all.
Yeah. You can't have one without the other. All right, so we'll move on to the Packers.
But you can. It's called the Bears.
Yeah.
Or no, that's when you don't have both.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nah, that's just when you got nothing.
My bad.
Or the Jets. All right, so yeah, the Packers and the Bears. So Trubisky, just terrible. Supposed to have the best defense in the league, and they don't. They let the Packers score 41.
And Trubisky's defense, it was his first loss of the year.
He didn't look
Because he's been
good.
watching from the sidelines for a little bit.
He
too.
was
Yeah.
3-0 before getting pulled. This was his first loss of the year.
Okay. You must be Trubisky's agent.
No,
I know.
No, because apparently I've never met Mitch Trubisky, but apparently he's a super, super nice guy.
That's awesome.
Just not a good quarterback.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I told y'all before, Chicago was the worst, best team in the NFL.
Yes.
And they were. This is 4 in a row.
I know they were supposed to have the best defense. Like what?
Well, they do. That's the problem. They do have the best defense, but it's just when you have that side. Like, I can't imagine being a defensive player right now on the Chicago Bears I would just be so pissed at the offense every week.
Can I tell you something right now?
Please, I can't wait.
Do it.
That is how J.J. Watt has felt for years with the Texans.
Bring it back to Houston.
No, I'm bringing it back because I know it. He's like poured his heart out and soul out.
He gets invited to the birthday parties.
Yeah, I bet he'd get invited.
Yeah, we don't get invited.
No
JJ
doubt.
does.
But to the point, whenever you have someone that's had so many tackles, so many blocks, this last week, he finally he pulled that out again when he had that pick 6 in the first quarter.
That was sweet.
was the turnaround of the game. But you got to be so frustrated when it's him, any defense that's going so strong, and then your offense just can't pull it together for you.
I was so happy for J.J. Watt when he did that because I felt like that's the last time that's going to happen. So I was oh, man, that's good. He got one more. Good job.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah, from a defense. But, yeah, now luckily for J.J. Watt, he's had, Deshaun Watson now, so it's been a little bit more balanced. But yeah, that Chicago Bears defense, that's just got to be the frustrating thing.
Team, they are terrible, man. They are. I don't know who would win right now, the Jets or the Bears.
Well, and
I really don't.
I'll say this: we're talking about coaches that are coming up. I'm surprised Nagy hasn't getting any hot seat talks.
I think it's almost there. They lose one more, that'll be 5 in a row, and it'll start to muster up.
I've heard Harbaugh.
They should hire
Michigan,
Bill
Chicago
O'Brien.
Bears.
Dude, Thomas, if you're watching, let's start pushing for the Bears to hire Bill O'Brien.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
He can take his riches and not work.
Hey,
for a
will
little
Bill
bit.
O'Brien coach again in the NFL?
Yeah.
I'm sure he will.
He will. He'll get a job.
Woo!
He'll get a job. Yeah, so that'll wrap up some of the games that happened yesterday, and I just got a question.
Did we even get into this Oakland game? Did we say anything about that?
Well,
No.
What? 6
Because I'm
points?
so high on Oakland,
And it's not Oakland, it's Vegas. But
sorry,
6
see, you're
points?
right. But
6 points?
it pissed me off because I pulled Lamar Jackson because of COVID. I pulled him out of my fantasy. Picked up David Carr. He's been killing it. Mm-hmm. Negative points.
Everyone that's just been saying, "Oh, don't sleep on this team. Don't sleep on Carr." He just proved everybody wrong.
That was so. And John Gruden probably was up for Coach of the Year up until that game.
Yeah, that was. Well, first off, when I saw the spread, I was like, there was Oakland, or I keep doing it, Las Vegas minus 3.5. I was like, damn. I might as well put the mortgage on that.
Yeah.
Because,
this
minus
is great.
3.5, this is fantastic. And when I saw they were down 20-something to 3, I was just, oh, my God, I couldn't believe it.
5 turnovers, 4 by Carr, 11 penalties, and 2 field goals.
I
Oh,
couldn't
my
believe that,
gosh.
man.
Like the Cowboys in week 3.
What happened,
you know
man?
who should get. I'm surprised Raheem Morris, who's the interim head coach now for the Falcons. I'm surprised they haven't given him the job yet. They've played well since
Head
Quinn's left.
coaching after this year will be very interesting. Like the offseason for the NFL, as far as head coaches goes, is going to be awesome.
It's
gonna be
interesting.
weird.
It's very
Fun
gonna
to watch.
Interesting. You bring up the Raiders. Well, I'm curious. Who are the Browns?
What's up,
Like
Marcelo, and what's up,
8-3?
Joinville?
Yeah, it's weird that the Browns are
Like
8-3 right
Cleveland is-
now.
yeah.
I don't think
Secretly
their record.
killing it.
They're as good as their
but
record indicates.
Their opponents.
We got Marcelo
for sure.
watching from Brazil. Loves us. He
Love
says,
it.
yeah.
Thank you,
Brazil.
Marcelo.
I
Love
like
you.
it. If I could speak Brazil, I would right now.
Brazilian.
Brazilian.
He gets it.
You're wearing the colors. You're good to go.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, what's up, man? Appreciate you watching. What's up to everybody else?
Hey guys, have y'all been joining any NCAA basketball?
I have.
Yeah.
I've watched
Yeah.
a couple of the games.
I was watching today.
Kentucky got upset.
Longhorns.
Yeah, Longhorn beat Davidson. Yep.
Yep.
We can talk about some Longhorn stuff. It ain't got nothing to do with basketball, though.
No, it doesn't.
We're going to get into that in the Jeff 5.
We will get into
But
that.
let's go to Grant first.
All right.
Oh, is it my turn?
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
wasn't
time to
even
get into some
prepared.
history. We could go over the rest of Sunday's games, but you already know about them.
Yeah.
Let's
if you
get into
don't,
it.
I didn't even pull out your win-loss record. I'm just going to hold it because I didn't post like I said I would. I did not.
Yeah,
shocked.
you're
I'm
a
shocked.
liar.
This is my shock.
Liar.
This is my shocked face.
He said he's going to do something. Too.
No, I mean, I said them all on the show. So if you listen to the show, you get them all.
Oh,
but I will
God.
go back through and,
This guy, Johnny, man, I'm telling you though.
You got
Whatever,
it.
listen.
Do what you're going to tell the fans.
Please, no.
I swear, I'm going to do the picks this weekend. Check it out. 11 o'clock. I was looking at my phone. 11 o'clock. No picture.
I was looking at mine at 11:45 saying, where's yours?
Yeah. See, and I fulfill what I say I'm going to do.
Watch the show.
Exactly.
Listen to the show.
So we're going to go into a little bit of history now. Today's November 30th. We are almost done with 2020. Can you believe that?
Yoo-hoo.
One more month left after this. It's crazy.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
2021, hold my beer.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
here, watch this.
But today's November 30th. Did you know that in 1893 they had the second? I brought this up because I didn't know that the Iron Bowl played between Auburn and Alabama is this old. The second Iron Bowl was played in 1893.
Wow.
Auburn beat Alabama 40-16.
I mean, the first one was
What did
1892.
football even look
That's
like back? That's
crazy,
when they had
dude.
the leather helmet
If
deals.
they had
and-
those.
Yeah, if they had that.
Yeah.
That's a question. You know what?
Who won that one?
That was Auburn actually
Auburn.
won
Auburn,
that
good
one.
job,
yeah.
Auburn.
Yeah.
You know what? I
War
did
Eagle.
something. I did something I shouldn't have done. I did it last time. I forgot to thank Tosin.
Yeah.
Even though Tosin
I
was
was gonna
on.
mention that.
Tosin was on. Yeah, I bet you were. Tosin was on earlier.
I did on the last show.
I know you did.
Tosin
I know
to
you
go
did. And it
away,
went
so
right
we
over my
left.
head. I know. Texas AB
Tried to
Productions.
give you a nice little lead
I
in.
know.
And,
Yeah, I denied that real quick. The Kimbe Mutombo that shit out of here. Texas AB Productions is your. We want to thank him and Texas AB Productions. They're bringing on this segment. They are your event partner for all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. If you mention Sports with Balls, you will receive a free consultation. Plus 10% off your total bill. Call them at 281-241-7520 and check them out online at txavpro.com. They got a lot of years experience doing that. They will take good care of you. Something funny?
As soon as you said,
Tosin. Good job, Tosin.
okay. All
I'm
right.
coming for you on a divorce party.
That's
You
right.
gotta get married first.
November
I was gonna
30th.
say, you got to
Yeah, I know.
do the wed.
Yeah, you gotta
One of these days,
Yeah.
You gotta find.
you gotta find somebody to keep longer than 2 weeks.
Oh.
That's what has
No,
to
it keeps
work.
the show. Look,
Burn.
I do it for business purposes.
Oh, okay.
It keeps the show
All right.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
got
the
it.
next girl's really gonna be attracted to that.
Is that your pickup line?
I know.
Hey, so do you want to start dating
Yeah.
for my
no,
show?
that's the breakup line.
Oh, okay. I got you. Hey, yeah, I need good content, so this is over. November 30th, 1937. Did you know the third Heisman Trophy award was presented to Clint Frank from Yale? He was a halfback. And I don't know if you knew this, Jeff, but the Heisman Trophy was named after John Heisman.
Yeah?
Did you know that?
No,
You
that's
didn't know that?
amazing.
Yeah.
Sort of the same thing as
John Heisman. Yeah. So Heisman
Cy
Trophy
Young.
named after. Okay. I just didn't know if you knew
Yeah,
that.
a lot
I
of
just
the-
thought I'd tell you.
Doesn't he do a pose or something?
Trophies are named after.
November 30th, 1993. Did you know the NFL announced its 30th franchise, the Jacksonville Jaguars? The Jacksonville Minshews.
Nah.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's just 2020, baby.
And then, of course, the 31st in 99 was the Cleveland Browns. And then, of course, we know the last one, the Houston Texans. We're so thankful the Houston
Where's
Texans are in the NFL.
Oh, I thought it was the other button.
Yeah.
Hey.
Jacksonville. November 30th, 2015. Did you know NBA star Kobe Bryant announced his intention to retire at the end of the season?
That's so sad, given what
and of
happens
course we
here.
know, and you know that's what's crazy. 2020's been a shit year.
Can
and
you
a
press
lot of
that
things
button
have gone
again? It
on.
does sound like Bill O'Brien. Listen.
Well, you can make that sound anything you want to.
Like it does.
Yeah. But I was thinking about this when I brought this up on Kobe. It's crazy all the things that have happened that we've forgotten. He died this year.
He did.
Like
In
you think
March.
about all the stuff that happened.
Early.
I will say
it was early in the year.
I remember
but
exactly where I was. I was hosting a University of Houston basketball game, and all of a sudden, you just see everybody looking at their phones,
Yeah.
and then just like deflating,
Yeah, I
like the
know.
whole arena just.
My brother
deflated.
called me. He was in Miami. And
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because, we had just started the show back in March. And
Yeah.
I was like, what? Wait, what are you talking
I know,
about? Like,
it's crazy.
And, it was wild.
A couple. I just want to say three
I
birthdays
just did
today.
get a Bumble notification. Just
Oh,
letting you
brother.
know.
Well, we'll hear about it here
Jeff
in the
I's
Jeff
about
5.
to come up.
Yeah,
Three
baby.
birthdays today, and they're three big ones. 1971 today is Yvonne Pudge Rodriguez, Texas
Ooh.
Ranger great.
Yep.
His birthday, 1962, born in Bessemer, Alabama. Bo Jackson. Today is Bo Jackson's
Ooh.
birthday.
Maybe
we
one
all-
of the most athletic people ever.
Yeah, one of the best athletes that's ever
Yeah,
lived.
sure.
No doubt. And then 1931, he's now passed away, is Bill Walsh, the great
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
Walsh.
Great 49er.
His birthday is today.
Can I just say something about the Jaguars entering the league?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
No, it's. I just find it an odd time. Like,
To announce it?
yeah.
Yeah.
No. Like, they decided to put together an organization and at like the,
I
week
forgot who-
12, 13.
Yeah.
I forgot
I just
who,
think that's weird.
who originally own the team. Obviously, it was bought out by the Iranian guy. I forgot his name.
Yeah,
But,
Khan is his last name.
Yeah, he's super, super nice apparently. But
Yeah.
I forgot who originally owned
Got
that
a
team.
great mustache.
Yeah.
Have you seen Khan's mustache?
And just as Bill Belichick sticking with Cam Newton as Patriots, offense eyes spark.
Oh,
So ESPN
Have you
just
seen
put that
Khan's?
out.
Have you seen Khan's mustache? Have you seen that cat's mustache?
Uh-oh.
The
No.
owner for the
I'm about to see it.
Oh, yeah.
for the
I think you're about to.
Jaguars. See, maybe that's why Minshew. See, check that thing out, man.
Oh, dang.
a
Where's
good
he
one.
at? No, that's on him.
About to say, well, dang.
Let's
But I
get
think
in-
it's time to get into the Jeff Vine.
Let's do some stuff. Let's do some stuff. Number one, I got on my list to talk about just
bubble.
real quick. No, we'll get into that in a second. Real quick, because Grant and myself are both Longhorn fans. They lost to Iowa State, and Herman is now 7-7 in his last 14 games at UT.
23-20.
Oh,
What?
man.
No.
Tom Herman, paying you is not the issue.
Golly.
Well, and here's the thing about Herman, and I know this is year 5, and I'll let you do whatever, but my frustration that I have with Tom Herman is that he does not get – I think he's got enough talent on that team.
Dude, there's got to be 300 to 400 top recruits that come out of Texas every year. Iowa maybe has 4,
Correct.
and you lose to Iowa State.
Correct.
That should never happen.
No,
Sorry,
it
that
shouldn't.
should
And
never
no one
happen.
wants to go play for you when you're like that.
And Texas A&M ranked number 5, which
Yes.
leads directly into my next thing. College football needs somebody to mediate them or change the rules. The top 4 teams in college football are so far ahead of the remainder of college football that it is. I'm tired of it. Like, I'm sick of watching Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. It's old. It's really, really old. There's so much
Notre
better.
Dame up there is not old.
Well,
like-
what kind of rules are you talking
No,
about? What are you
Notre Dame's
talking
always
about?
in the top 10,
Okay,
right, in the
yeah.
last few years. But
Yeah.
it's
Not
always
2.
Alabama, Clemson. Like, it's just getting tiresome. They need somebody. Instead of giving away 80 scholarships per year, you need to take away scholarships from the bigger schools like Alabama that win and give them to the smaller schools, because the diversity in college football, it's getting boring to watch. It really is. College football is getting boring to watch. A&M looked... Dude, Alabama would run all over A&M. They look terrible against LSU.
So I see.
I agree
what-
with that. I agree with that.
agree with what
LSU's
you're
not good this year.
I agree with what you're talking about being boring, but scholarships, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I mean, they need to take away. Say Alabama gets 80 a year, right? If you win the national championship, they need to take away some, because you don't get more great players because you keep winning. Like, I understand the concept, but see, there's nobody to govern college football. Nobody. It just every school kind of governs itself, and each
Every
conference
conference,
kind of governs itself. But
Yeah.
they need somebody over the entire thing to make this a little bit easier. So it's not, Alabama versus the New York Jets and whoever the college team is that they're playing. They win by an average of 35 points this year. It's
Yeah.
just not cool. I mean, that's just boring football. By the first quarter, you're like, well, I mean, this is.
That's very.
You're basically waiting for the end
Packers
season.
Bears game.
That's a very communist take on your part.
Major League Baseball introducing a wooden bat league. This is awesome. They have a new league they're introducing, so no more metal bats and a wooden bat league for before you get to the pros, which I love.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it sounds like to me, I didn't read a ton into it. What it sounds like to me is they're kind of doing a developmental, kind of like what European soccer teams do, which is basically kind of get guys and kind of mold them and grow them in the organization. So, I mean, if that's what it is, that's awesome.
There you go.
As opposed to going to college, I'm assuming.
Real quick, the McRib is returning in December for everybody.
Okay.
I'm not
all
even.
right.
I'm not even joking. It was like this big picture. I'm like,
Isn't it like the baby back,
when
baby
is the
back?
last time you've eaten a McRib? There's
I've
no
never-
possible way that's rib.
I've never eaten a McRib, ever.
It's like, so they.
Never.
There's
I
not
never have
There's not a
in my
bone.
life.
There's not a bone in it, but it looks like there's bone in it.
Correct.
So,
Which is the reason why I
what
don't
is
eat it.
but so the McRib is coming back for everybody.
Johnny looks like a dude who
Look.
eats a McRib.
He said yes.
Dude,
me.
Yeah.
There's some people that love this damn sandwich,
I
man.
know.
Enough to where I'm saying it on the show. like,
I've never eaten
all
it.
you McRib lovers, it's back. It's back in December.
Johnny, if you eat a McRib, I want a social media post about it. I want to see the picture of that McRib.
No, I want to see the video
I
of
don't
you
think
eating it.
I don't think Johnny's shy
and your
about
reaction.
anything.
Yeah, he's definitely not shy about
On that
anything.
front,
Okay, let's check my hinge.
well, I was going to say on that front, can I add something that's really cool? Not coming to McDonald's, but to Japan. Did you guys see about this? For
No.
all the, well,
What is this?
Yeah,
maybe I'll-
what was that?
What is this?
What is that?
I
mean?
have to be careful with the words that I choose, but all of the people around my age grew up with Nintendo 64s,
Yep.
and they just created
not 64.
Nintendo Land in Disney World, and they're having it in Japan this coming year.
Nice. I would be into
Bowser is
that.
going to be in the castle.
I would be into that. Nintendo's fantastic.
And
I mean,
they're gonna
Nintendo
be
for me and Jeff. You got to remember,
Yeah,
Nintendo.
That was it. A and B, bro.
Dude.
I mean, Nintendo is
Start-
awesome for me. Like,
start, select,
I
and
love
A and B,
Nintendo.
That's some of the best times I've ever had in my life was playing Nintendo, man. Playing Mike
Nintendo
Tyson's Punch
64,
Out,
baby.
Tecmo Bowl,
Oh,
Double Dribble.
that's when you did like Mike Tyson.
Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl. Unstoppable.
Yeah. Oh,
All right.
dude.
You couldn't get him down.
It was either
On
him I
that-
liked or Christian Okoye.
On that front, how's the Hinge going, or Bumble, or what
I
is
did
it?
go out with a police officer the other night. That was
For
pretty
real?
interesting. Yeah.
Did she put you in handcuffs?
Nice, dude.
Huh?
Did she put you in handcuffs?
No, I don't think I'd say that on here if she did. But
She didn't put
'cause,
him in handcuffs.
Yeah, I went out with a police officer.
We didn't say it didn't happen. We just said she didn't put
Yeah,
him.
She didn't put him in handcuffs.
Yeah, I went out with an officer the other night, which was very interesting.
Did you drink and drive?
No, I did not. I actually had to drive her, and yeah, she ended
That
up.
was responsible. Good job.
She got sick on the way home. Not gonna lie to you, on the freeway, it was interesting.
Oh, wow.
So I'm driving her car. These are Jeff dates.
You said she got like sick?
Yeah,
Sick or sick of you?
sick.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Oh,
kidding. I'm
wow.
just kidding.
No, listen, I put on a good playlist. Like, I mean, my car vibe is on point. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a good time in the car.
Is
Okay.
it like the ones here at Christian Tailgate? I'm always
Your
jamming
car
this music.
vibe?
Yeah, you gotta have a good car game.
I like the car vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to hear your car
Amanda,
vibe.
she's cute. I don't know. She just said hello. Brandy says hi.
Damn.
Like, you know, this is just Hinge. Bumble. I did get a Bumble notification, but
Which one's better?
huh?
What did you
better?
say?
Which one's better, Bumble or Hinge?
Yeah. Which one's better?
God bless the internet. Yeah, right.
It's
This is
fantastic.
Jeff's single life. There's always a story every week.
That's great.
I would go with Hinge.
I love to hear about
All
it.
right, all right. Just for some other notes as well, is the Jeff 5 wrapped up?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, so just for some other notes, we know that the female
Cowboys lost.
goalkeeper female goalkeeper for Vanderbilt kicked this weekend against Missouri. The team ended up losing, and that resulted in the coach being fired.
Absolutely.
He was 8-0 this season.
0-8.
0-8.
I hope he doesn't get
Didn't I
fired
say
after an
that?
8-0 season.
Yeah, and he went 3 for 17 in the past 2 seasons combined.
Can't
Ouch.
stop saying Bill O'Brien.
Nobody's going to win at Vanderbilt.
No,
I'm sorry.
that's-
You're playing the SEC at one of the
You're gonna have
most
to get a good.
one of the most difficult academic schools to get into. You're not gonna be
It's like
good.
that's like saying Harvard's gonna have an incredible football team.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
due to all the
Compete in
COVID,
SEC. That ain't
That's not
happening.
happening.
due to all the COVID stuff going on, who is starting for the Broncos this week? That is Kendall Hinton. He played last against the 31-3 loss to the Saints. He was 1 for 9 with 2 interceptions. So
Hey,
good
props
luck.
that dude for getting 1 completion.
Yep.
That dude was doing sales last month,
Yep.
and now he quarterbacked against
There you
one of the
go.
best
I
defenses
think
in
he
the
got
NFL.
I think it was $60,000 just for that one game.
Correct.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
And lastly, so San Francisco County on Saturday, the home of Levi Stadium, issued a ban to enforce no contact sports. So the 49ers had to find a new home for their last 2 home games on December 7th versus the Bills, which is Monday night, and then December 13th versus the Washington football team. Today, they came to an agreement to host the games at State Farm Stadium in Arizona. So that's where you'll be seeing them.
Well, that's great.
I mean,
California, you're fantastic.
I know, California. Can
it's-
I say something?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay,
no,
go ahead.
No.
Can I say something?
Nope.
I want to hear it.
I never do Black Friday shopping, all right? I
Okay.
did this year because I just had to get things done. Okay, so I go out to freaking Katy and I go to the mall, freaking packed. Everyone's wearing a
can't do
mask,
that.
but it's packed. But yet you're telling me I can't gather with my family on Thanksgiving dinner?
Hot Sports Opinion by Lauren Leal. Boom.
But really?
I know. I'm with you.
You know
I
what
agree with you.
How are you
I'm-
going to tell me if I choose to eat with my family
I feel
and then
you.
yet all of the malls are packed?
I feel you. I wonder the same thing.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
Especially when you have like
people
with
have
California.
arguments all the time about that exact same thing. And,
Yes.
you know,
and it's going to be something that people are talking
Those are
about
people I
until this
don't
whole
know.
thing is over with.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
But I was going back to the San Francisco thing. One last thing before we get wrapped up. At this time of year, usually if this just happened randomly, we'd be like, holy crap, that is just absolutely insane. But when they say they're moving to Arizona, it's like, oh, okay, no fans, football
No
game in
fans, it's
Arizona.
whatever.
Cool,
Yeah.
no big deal.
Yeah.
It's very strange. So that's kind of the NFL, how it is this year. Listen, I want to thank Joe Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270. Also on all your local Kroger shopping carts. Just give him a call for all your realtor needs.
That is
he's gonna
Realtor.
He's gonna love that.
There you go. There you go. And of course, we got to thank Hybrid Technologies Group, Roy Stanton. Give them a call at 832-336-1201 to take care of all your phone, cable services, surveillance cameras, and cloud services. Definitely make sure you call them and say Sports with Balls, and you'll get your discounts.
Texas AV Productions, Tosin, 281-241-7520. If you want to throw a killer concert or party, they can do that for you. And then Construction Concepts, building Houston, and probably anywhere you want to build something. Call them at 713-589-2682. They will take awesome care of you. And that's the Jags owner. Look at that stash right there.
Now that's a stash.
That
All right.
is a stash.
And we will be back, Thursday?
Yeah, we'll see you guys Thursday
Excited to
evening,
watch
6:30.
The third? Excited to watch the third Wednesday night football game ever in NFL history?
I don't know what we'll be talking about before or
Who knows?
after. Who knows? I have
We'll
no
come up
idea.
with you. But for Jeff Michael, Lauren, Lil Grant Miles, this is Sports with Balls. We'll see you guys Thursday.
Peace.
6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.